Hello guys, in this lecture we will finish the form app, so let's get to it. First we will need to take a look, let's close our windows, let's collapse, and first let's go to our resources.js. Resources.js and app. So we see we have a boilerplate installation from our what is it called? From our skeleton. Now let me just take a look. There we go. Okay. So the first thing we will need to do is create a few components. So let's go to our JS and write components. Right, and we will need our navbar. So let's go here, create navbar.vue, and let's go to Bootstrap. Documentation, sorry, and components, navbar. And we'll just copy this navbar and paste it here. Right here, name navbar, perhaps app. First, let's just run npm run watch to see if everything is okay. It's taking a bit long time. I don't know why. I just work on it. Okay, it's working. It hasn't installed Vue template compiler. So let it install. Let me turn on my server. So if we go to localhost, we should be able to go to YouTube forum and public. Here we go. I was building the modules. We should go to our, oh, there's an error. We should just, here we should just run npm run update, npm update. Because you need to run this actually with the skeleton, because it's missing, the compiler is not matching the version of the Vue, and it has to match. It shows here in package.json the Vue is 2.5.17 and it should be 2.6 point something, 2.6.10. So this should fix this error. While it's loading, let's just, okay, this should work. Let's just do some things. Let's delete this What do we need on an app? Well, let me take a look. Okay, we don't need this. We don't need the disable link. And this should say ML auto instead of MR auto here. Delete this active class. Delete this thing here. Doesn't matter. For our purposes, maybe it does for screen readers, but we're not going to take care of this now. You can do it yourself. I'm sure you're probably very skilled at this now. Okay, it's finalizing. Let's just save it. Let me just run npm update again. Let me take a look. One second. Hello guys, I'm back. I'm installing npm install again. I'm running npm install again after deleting the node modules folder because there was some problem. I had to go out, get out of Visual Studio Code to do this. You can do the same. It's probably going to be the same problem for you. So just delete the node modules folder. And also in the package.json, you need to write in Vue 2.6.10. So now if you run npm run watch, it should work. Here we go. Let's go to a localhost, forum, public. Here we go. Now I have a nav bar. Let's take a look at what the error is. We didn't create our routes, so let's create our routes before we do anything else. So let's go to our routes, web, and let's create some routes. So first, we will need route prefix auth, and this will be a group function, and it will say route post register, and it will say user controller at register. Let's copy this 4 times. Say login, log out, and init, a mod. Init shall be get, and that's it. Now we have a semicolon here. Then we say route prefix. Actually, we can just say route get categories, and it should be category controller and get cat. Then we have a route get form, and we say form controller at get form by ID, and this should also be like so, ID semicolon. Then we need route post, and it should be post create. Then we say post controller at create. Now we need a route prefix thread. It's a group function, then we say route get search and search query. We say thread controller at search. Then we say route post create at thread controller create. And then we say route get ID and at thread controller and get thread by ID. And that's it, that's our routes. Now if we go back to our browser and browse, we have a new error. Same thing. Let me take a look. I think it's because we said init. Yeah, it should be auth init. Let me take a look now. Here we go. Now we have our init, active threads, thread count, and user is null. So let's get writing our navbar. Let's get to writing our navbar. And this should be wrapped in a div container. So let's take our nav, place it here. Here we go. And it should be navbar dark and bg dark. Let's take a look. Here we go. Now it's much better. Now let's go back to our navbar. And here we should say router link to name categories. Forgot this. Here we go. Delete the href, we don't need it. And here just say forum. Then we need here just say router link to name categories. Delete the href and just write home. And now delete this link. Now I have a drop down. And here we will just say app user dot name. Otherwise we just write account. And here we say router link to name auth name login. Copy and paste this, delete this one, write register, here delete this and delete this and write login, write register, delete the drop down divider, and also we need vif. So vif not app user. If we don't have a user, just copy this and then we say velse here just write JavaScript like so, write logout, and here say click logout. Now we need a logout function, so we say methods, we say logout, we say this app rec post auth logout, then this app user equals null, this app or this router push name categories. Here we go. Now we should be able to log in and log out. Let's take a look. We didn't connect this yet, so let's just connect it. Actually, we do have it. So let's try to log in and register. So let's go to register, write our name and password, and we have an error. Let's take a look. Not found HTTP exception. I think I know what this is. So let's go to our register page, and this should be auth register, and here it should say auth login. So that's the error. Let's take a look. Here we go. Now we're registered. You can see our name. We can log out. We can log in. No, we can't log in. Why? Let's take a look again. Undefined variable email, user controller at line 16. Let's take a look. App, HTTP controllers, user controller on line 16. Oh yeah, it should say request that email and request password. Now if we try to log in again, here we go. Now we're logged in. So the next thing we need to do is create our categories page. So let's get to it. In our pages, we create a file called categories.vue. We have a scaffold. We write div, surrounding div. Then we write spinner, vif, loading. We write velse. Then here we will have category search. That's for later. I will mark it as replace. Here we will have div, class, container, and here we will say v4 category index and categories, v1 key index, and we also need some style here. Margin bottom 13 pixels. We'll put it on one line. And here we will have div class row, not crow, row, justify content center. We will have div class call md12. This is not going to be fully responsive. It's not a tutorial on responsiveness. Div class card default. I don't need this. Card. Then we say div class card header. You write category dot title. And then we say div class card body, and we say ul class list group flush, and here say here we say lead class of list group item deflex justify content center align content center. And then here under this we have a style height 100 pixels, v4 forum f index, we'll call it, in category dot fora, and here we will write f index. Here we will write div style width of 40%, display inline block. Here we'll have h5 style of line height 75 pixels, and here we'll have router link 2, we have some problem writing here, name forum, and then params id forum and id, and in router link we just say forum dot title. Under this we say div style width 20%, display inline block, text align center, and here we will say span style line height 75 pixels, and here we will write forum.views and then strong forum.replies -1, because the first one is the one we created ourselves. So that's it. And next I have a div style width 40%, display inline block, padding top 15 pixels, a router link to name thread params ID form latest where ID. And here we will say form latest thread title. You will just say BR. And you will just say span by form latest user name, and he will just say mid dot, and then let's put a new line, form latest created at friendly date. That's it. Now let's go to our JavaScript and write name, categories, components, that's for later, perhaps app, data, return object, categories, null. Then we will need filters, friendly date, value, return moment, value from now. Then we shall mounted. We shall say mounted. We say this get categories. And then methods. Get categories. This loading is true. We also need loading and data. False to initialize it. Then say this app rec for request get categories. Say then response this loading is false. This categories is response.data. You can delete the whole component, and in routes we can just write here, we can just write, oh sorry, here we can just write categories and categories with low not capital but little c, and then here we say here we just say like this, right? Let me check. Yes. So here we will just have categories and name categories. Let's take a look at how it looks like. Nothing should be here. Actually, let's go like this, like so. And categories are empty. Now let's create a category and see how it looks like. This will be shorting the end of the video. So here we say PHP artisan tinker sorry, C equals new app category. C title equals, I just say general, and then C save. Let's take a look at our app if it shows. You have a problem. Did we migrate? Let me take a look. So we have form app. We didn't migrate. So we can get a new database. Let me take a look. Why didn't I do this? I don't remember. So let's take a look. YouTube forum. Where does it? YouTube forum. We do have it. So what is the problem? It should be forums. There should be forums. Let me take a look. I think it's in the category controller. Let's go to category, forums, and should say protected table equals fora. Let's take a look now. Now we have a general form, except that it's not, we need to have a distance between this. So let's do that. In our forum app, just close all of this, collapse, go to resources, JS, components. No, let's just go to app, and then here we can say style, margin, top, 15 pixels. Now this should do it. Here we go. Now I have some margin. Okay, guys, let's create a form as well for it. So let's go to here. We can say f equals new app form. F what I forgot what properties it had. So let's go to database migrations fora. So we need a category ID. So it's going to be CID. F title will be well, the category is general, so we could say, I don't know, welcome. Oh, we didn't save, so we need to say F save. Here we go. Let's take a look here. Have a problem trying to get user ID of non-object. Category controller line 31. Let's take a look. One second. I think we should say if is set current forum latest ID. If it's set, then do we write this. Okay, let's take a look now. It's doing this, but it's not populating it. I don't know why. Let's take a look. Here in categories, cannot read property thread ID of null. Let's take a look. Pages, categories. Here we could say vf form.latest. Let's take a look. With property user of null. Actually, let's put it here. Here we go. However, it doesn't look very well. We will address it in the next tutorial, guys. See you guys.